Fans, and welcome to SICW Wrestling Explosion. I'm Dr. Drew Ebenhouse, here with Patrick Brandmeier. We have a great episode of wrestling action for you today as the Canadian hero Shawn Vincent goes one-on-one with the man from Waco, Texas. Waco. Patrick, what else?
Well, we've got the King of Chaos, Ricky Cruz, going one-on-one with Attila. If Ricky can pin Attila or make him submit, he gets 5 minutes in the ring with manager Travis Cook.
Well, that's going to be very interesting, and I know Mr. Cook has been sweating bullets on this one. Plus, we're going to take a trip back in time to Wrestling at the Chase to take a special look at the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. All today on Wrestling Explosion.
The old season is over. The new season is coming. The Gateway Grizzlies are building for a spectacular 2015 campaign. The talent will be strong, hard-hitting, solid defense, reliable pitching. Plus, as always, the Grizzlies will have a schedule of superb promotions. It will be fun for the entire family at the right price. The Grizzlies were named the Frontier League Organization of the Year. The home for all this baseball excitement is the remarkable GCS ballpark. Make plans now to enjoy baseball the way it should be in 2015. For more information and updates, go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
Mark your calendars. August the 22nd, wrestling action returns to the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan defends his classic wrestling championship against Tokyo Monster Kahagis. Plus a grudge match as Shawn Vincent takes on the volatile Curtis Wilde in the East Carondelet Community Center, August 22nd. For tickets, call 618-286-4848. All right, ladies and gentlemen, action underway. The bell sounds as we see the man on the right, your Canadian hero, Shawn Vincent, trying to get the crowd behind him. Across the ring, the masked man from Texas, known simply as Waco.
And this one just getting underway. Shawn Vincent looking to rebound after last month's questionable loss to volatile Curtis Wilde. This is a rematch from a couple of months ago. Shawn Vincent picked up the win in their first encounter. Waco perhaps looking to even the score here.
Absolutely, and that was a heck of a contest. It's hard hitting, it is just smash mouth, and I'm expecting to see pretty much the same thing here. These are two guys, Shawn Vincent and Waco, and that's a nice kind of driver there, pile driver, but Waco escaping it too. A little too soon, I think, to get him down for the 3 count. But these are two guys who physically are pretty similar. Waco is going to have about a 25 to 30 pound weight advantage, but they're similar heights, and they both have similar experience levels. So this will be sort of a one-upsmanship, a game of physical chess.
Absolutely, and Shawn Vincent can take to the air every once in a while, and you wouldn't know it from looking at him, but Waco can come off the ropes as well and go aerial.
That's a scary thing. Shawn Vincent trying to wrap those legs up, trying to weaken him. His finisher, since he has returned, is a leg lock known as the Maple Leaf, and I think he was going for that there, but Waco, I believe, scouted that, saw it coming.
Absolutely, trying to take the slightly bigger man down to the canvas, neutralize that size and power advantage that Waco has over him. And Vincent with the dragon screw leg whip taking him right down to the mat.
Smart man damaging that knee in preparation, I imagine, for trying to reapply his finisher. As you look around the East Carondelet Community Center, as always, every seat is filled. There's people standing along the peripheral. Capacity crowd as it is each and every month in the East Carondelet Community Center. And folks, reserve your tickets now. Mark your calendars. August 22nd is when we will be back inside these walls.
And Shawn Vincent now with a half Boston Crab, but Waco able to reach that bottom rope to force the break.
Shawn Vincent just being relentless in his attack on the lower half, the legs, the knees of Waco. Oh. But man, thrown right into that middle rope and his throat right across that cable.
And now just choking him across that middle rope. Taking him to the outside. This might be where Waco has a little bit of an advantage.
Well, Waco's, hard chop. I know Waco's not afraid to utilize some more underhanded tactics. Of course, I say that, Shawn Vincent ramming Waco's head right into that table, but Shawn Vincent really has sort of gotten away from the rule-breaking ways of his past. So we'll see how that works out for him in this contest.
Well, it doesn't mean he's forgotten about those tricks, and he's one of those people who might be able to see that coming and when Waco tries to use those tricks against him. Because he's got that experience, he's used those tactics in the past. And right now, Waco with the vertical suplex.
Wow, look at him just holding Shawn Vincent up, the strength it takes. My goodness, brought down with a thud.
And Waco having to shift his weight from foot to foot there. Perhaps a little bit of damage has been done to that leg. And Shawn Vincent able to get his shoulder up at the count of 2. And Waco arguing with referee Jay King about the count. He's been consistent as far as I've seen. And Waco now looking to press that advantage. Forearm uppercut there, shades of Dory Funk Jr. Waco now perhaps looking to target the arm of Shawn Vincent here. Waco, underrated on the technical side. You probably know him mostly as a brawler from his past.
Absolutely, but he's as intelligent as everybody in there. He utilizes more of like I said, a dirty fighting sort of tactics, but we saw him utilize really nice vertical suplexes. He just targeted Shawn Vincent's shoulder just a minute ago. Of course, Shawn Vincent sort of getting the momentum going back in his favor, hitting Waco with that high back body drop.
And that's a tough way to land right there. Shawn Vincent going for the pin here, and 2.5. Shawn Vincent very close to notching the victory there. And right now, Vincent going back after that leg.
Back to that knee, the tenacity of Shawn Vincent.
Perhaps looking to set up for that maple leaf leg lock that he uses. Waco not about to give it up just yet. There's Wildfire. Where did she come from? What is she doing out here?
Curtis Wild's valet, Wildfire, sticking her nose into this match.
And Shawn Vincent now, and there's Curtis Wild.
Where did he come from?
Did he come in through the front door? And Wild just grabbed a hold of Shawn Vincent and dropped him with that wild ride. That's what he calls that move.
Jay King distracted.
Understandably so, but
Waco taking advantage of this opportunity.
And Jay King sees Curtis Wild out there, but he didn't see what he did. Cover, and that's a 3 count.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Curtis Wild and Wildfire have proven themselves to continuously be a thorn in the side of Shawn Vincent. I have no idea where this is going to go next, but I can't imagine this is over. And folks, stick with us here at Wrestling Explosion in the weeks and months to come to see where this feud goes. Well done, Waco.
Belleville Mechanical Incorporated is the place to go for commercial and industrial heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating work. Their Union Sheet Metal shop is the most modern, well-equipped in southwestern Illinois. Their work on the SIUE Engineering Building won Belleville Mechanical the Madigan Special Merit Award for new construction. Call 233-0081 for information. Belleville Mechanical will fabricate ductwork and custom fittings to your specifications. The highest union quality, superb workmanship, state-of-the-art equipment. Contact Belleville Mechanical.
SICW is pleased to welcome as a new sponsor Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates Inc., independent insurance agent specializing in public entity insurance. For all your insurance needs, contact Bradley J. Chrysler at 618-632-7555, extension 806. That's 618-632-7555. When it comes to customer service for your insurance coverage, let Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates assist you.
Mark your calendars. August the 22nd, wrestling action returns to the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan defends his classic wrestling championship against Tokyo Monster Cahagas. Plus a grudge match as Shawn Vincent takes on the volatile Curtis Wild in the East Carondelet Community Center, August 22nd. For tickets, call 618-286-4848. All right, folks. Attila Khan, right away, charging into the corner, trying to go after Ricky Cruz. That was not enough to keep the big man's shoulders down on this one.
And Ricky had his goal in mind. He went for the pin as soon as possible. because if he pins Attila Khan or makes him surrender, he gets Travis Cook in the ring for 5 minutes, and he just sent Attila Khan crashing out to the floor. I don't blame that ring announcer for getting out of Dodge.
Absolutely right. Ring announcer doesn't want to end up a pancake there, so that's no good. Now, this is a feud that has really taken just a really personal turn in the last few months. These gentlemen, well, I guess I should use the term gentleman loosely when I'm speaking of a man who might be more like a beast in Attila Khan, but this is something that, these two guys initially met each other just in a normal one-on-one competition, but it's just Ricky Cruz has not been able to get any sort of closure, and all of these contests have been ending with some sort of shenanigans, whether it be Travis Cook getting involved or Attila Khan just surviving in a rather unsportsmanlike sort of way. So this feud is getting ridiculously personal, and a lot of it is because of the machinations of one Travis Cook, and that's exactly why Ricky Cruz wants to get his hands on who he calls Mr. Potato Head.
And Attila Khan just showed Ricky Cruz the door there in the most literal way possible. And this one got out of control in a hurry. We saw Attila Khan get out that forfeit he uses. We saw Ricky Cruz nearly get rammed into the ring post, and he just got rammed into the ticket table there. Referee showing a little bit of leeway here. He knows the fans want to see a winner in this one in some form. But right now, they're fighting outside the ring. And Ricky Cruz rams Attila Khan face first into the edge of the ring there. But a shot to the throat by Attila Khan.
Just what a match between two of the most fierce competitors, not just in this area, but in any area. Ricky Cruz, of course, a huge Puerto Rican superstar, recently finding big success in Mexico. Attila Khan still remains a bit of a mystery. We know Travis Cook found him in Mongolia. We just saw the man biting on that top rope, and who knows what Attila Khan is thinking in these matches. I have no idea, but
neither do I.
This is the kind of action you can only see here on Wrestling Explosion, SICW Wrestling Explosion, of course, the only locally produced wrestling show. We're now up to well over 200 episodes with no sign of stopping, and we appreciate each and every fan for joining us, and we appreciate each and every one of SICW's very, very special sponsors, without which we really couldn't do Wrestling Explosion, and a lot of the great things SICW does is because of our fantastic sponsors. So big thanks to all the sponsors.
And right now, Attila Khan just choking Ricky Cruz with that boot. And Travis Cook trying to get in a cheap shot, choking him, and the referee pretty much caught him there. Travis Cook begging off, but again, the referee trying to show as much leeway as he possibly can.
I was going to say, you have to wonder how much leeway Mr. Denny Thomas might be showing, because Travis Cook, he doesn't, he would love a disqualification. I mean, the referee may be sort of circumventing some of Travis Cook's really obvious attempts at getting out of kind of getting what's coming to him here in this match.
You can see Travis Cook in that warm-up suit rather than his usual attire, just in case he ends up being in the ring with Ricky Cruz tonight. Ricky Cruz set up a little early for the back body drop, and Attila Khan kicked him right in the head with that pointed boot.
You got to wonder what's going on in that boot, if there's anything in there that makes it, I don't know, is that legal? I have no idea. Who's going to ask the guy?
I can recall the Iron Sheik wearing boots like that, and he used to kick him against the mat to load him up before kicking someone with them. You have to wonder if Attila Khan has something similar.
Attila Khan just cinching down on that trapezius muscle of Ricky Cruz.
And Ricky Cruz trying to fight his way up from this. The fans rallying behind him here.
Man, folks, don't do it very hard, but if you want to know what that feels like, just squeeze on that area of your own self just a little bit. It's very painful. You've got a lot of nerve endings in that part of your neck, and that's just doing it yourself. That's a 325-pound monster that was leaning on Ricky Cruz doing it, but Ricky Cruz managing to escape that hold and getting the momentum going back in his favor.
And a flying forearm there, Ricky Cruz knocking the big man down. And Ricky Cruz sizing him up here, perhaps looking to finish things off. Attila Khan slow to get back to his feet, knife edge chop. Off the ropes, big boot drops Attila Khan again.
Strong
And Ricky
thrust
Cruz
kick.
picking up the momentum here. 1, 2, half a count away. Ricky Cruz could sense that he almost had Travis Cook in his grasp there.
This is one of those cases where Ricky cannot allow himself to get too frustrated, to get too angry at what's going on here. He needs to stick to his goals, stick to his plan if he expects to keep this madman down for 3 seconds.
Another shot to the throat cut him off there. Big slam follow up by Attila Khan. Looking to set him up. Big elbow drop.
Just bringing all of that 325 pounds right down on the chest. But Ricky Cruz, not finished. He says, you're going to have to do more than that, Attila Khan.
And Attila Khan perhaps looking out to Travis Cook for some sort of guidance or instruction. Not sure exactly what kind of guidance Travis Cook has for Attila Khan, what kind of control he has over this man. And right now Attila Khan, not sure what he was going for there, but Ricky Cruz with a super kick.
Very nice reversal. He's staggering. And timber.
Ricky Cruz could have him here. 1, 2, but Travis
Cook.
He just
I can't imagine Denny. Yeah, that can't be let go.
That's a disqualification
Folks,
win for Ricky Cruz.
It looks like Travis Cook might have escaped getting a little bit of justice, Ricky Cruz style. Let's see how this plays out. Ooh, Ricky Cruz needs to watch out behind him.
Due to Travis Cook's interference, Attila Khan has been disqualified.
You hear it. Attila Khan disqualified. Oh, Ricky Cruz needs eyes in the back of his head.
He had his focus on Travis Cook, and Attila Khan hit him from behind. And now these two going at it again. This war is far from over. The locker room's starting to empty to separate these two. Unfortunately, because of the disqualification, Ricky Cruz will not get Travis Cook in the ring.
Travis lives to see another day, and we're going to need a lot more guys than this to keep the issue between Ricky Cruz and Attila Khan settled.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
Mark your calendars. August the 22nd, wrestling action returns to the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan defends his classic wrestling championship against Tokyo Monster Cahagas. Plus a grudge match as Shawn Vincent takes on the volatile Curtis Wilde in the East Carondelet Community Center, August 22nd. For tickets, call 618-286-4848. All right, folks, here we are taking a look at a classic wrestling match from the great St. Louis Wrestling at the Chase. On the right, of course, recently passed the great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, going one-on-one with a gentleman by the name of Benny Romeo. This is going to be a very nice contest. This is one of Dusty Rhodes' only appearances here for Sam Muchnick and Wrestling at the Chase. We're going to see how he can fare against some of St. Louis's top competition in Mr. Romeo. And at this point, Patrick and I, we're going to hand it over to the veteran voice of St. Louis wrestling, the one and only Mr. Larry Madison.
People like Harley Race and Ted DiBiase. Well, I'll tell you, Dusty Rhodes has some versatility of his own in all sports. When he was a youngster, he was signed by the New York Mets and played 1 year of minor league baseball. He also played a year of pro football with the New England Patriots. But wrestling was always his love, and this West Texas State graduate finally ended up in wrestling, and you know what he's done. Box office magic throughout the South and East. He drops Romeo, body drop right into the thigh, then Dusty scissors the ankle of Benny Romeo. Dusty twisting that ankle of Romeo. Romeo reached for the hair of Dusty Rhodes. There is one big, tough man. Is he the most colorful in wrestling? Could be. Can you imagine what it'll be like when he walks into the ring with Dick the Bruiser as his partner, and on the opposite side is the world's strongest man, Ken Patera, and a guy who thinks he's the most colorful, the most flamboyant, Nature Boy Ric Flair. That boggles the mind. Think of that. Rhodes and the Bruiser on the same team.
We're ready.
5 minutes left, 5 minutes.
5 minutes remain in the curfew. Whichever man has the most falls discredit when time runs out will be the winner. Dusty pulls Romeo to the center of the ring, then a standing leg split by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. There's a gentleman who would love to have that gold belt around his waist. Regardless of who has the title, Ted DiBiase or Harley Race, don't forget that Rhodes had the crown for about a week, and he too was a victim of that immediate rematch clause that Harley Race insists on in so many matches. Rhodes went into the rematch with Race after defeating Race with an arm injury. He really shouldn't have wrestled, but Rhodes wanted to fulfill his contract. He went in injured, and Race, always the opportunist, took advantage of it. And Harley Race regained the crown from Dusty Rhodes, but now Rhodes has had a taste of the gold belt. He wants another crack at the crown. Whether it's Race, whether it's DiBiase, whether it's Flair, whether it's Patera, whether it's the Bruiser, Dusty Rhodes doesn't care. Anything he has to do, anybody he has to beat, anyone he has to go through, he'll do it. Rhodes keeping the pressure on that ankle and that leg, punishing the leg of Benny Romeo. Romeo pulling back on the chin of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes again twists that knee. And of course it bears repeating that Sam Muchnick has absolutely refused, totally rejected the idea of an immediate rematch clause for the bout between Race and DiBiase. So Race really has his back against the wall. Rhodes pounded to the corner by Benny Romeo, and Rhodes drives that elbow to the top of Romeo's head. A hard jab, and Dusty Rhodes starts flailing away at Benny Romeo. You want a battle? Rhodes does it, and he does it with flair, I should say. Rhodes again with that body drop into the thigh, and then scissors the ankle. A cut opened up between the eyes, over the right eye of Dusty Rhodes. An old wound, I'll tell you. Dusty's been through the wars. He likes a Donnybrook as much as anyone. He and the Bruisers should get along wonderfully. You can see all the battle scars on the head of Dusty Rhodes. Well, that's the price you pay sometimes when you're right at the top of the heap, when you draw the big money, when you're in the top matches, the lucrative matches. And Rhodes backs down from nobody. In which case he should be very happy in that giant 18-man Wrestle Royal, the biggest Wrestle Royal ever in St. Louis. And the first time a Wrestle Royal has ever been on the same card as a World Championship match. 18 men in the ring at once. Think of that. People like Rhodes, Bruiser, Patera, Flair, Dick Murdoch, Kerry Von Erich, Rocky Johnson, Jack Briscoe, Bobby Heenan, Bulldog Bob Brown, Rufus R. Jones, Spike Huber, so many more. All 18 in the ring at once. A man eliminated when he is thrown over the top rope. The sole survivor in the ring, the winner. That is an all-star lineup. That's an understatement. You talk about the people that'll be in that Royal. There's the standing leg split again by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. I wonder what would happen if it came down to Rhodes and the Bruiser, the last two men in that ring. Think about that. What would happen if it came down to Patera and Flair? Or Flair and Murdoch? Or Jack Briscoe and Dusty Rhodes? I'll look at all those combinations that could come down to for the last 2 or 3 men. All 18 in the ring at once.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
Romeo throws a punch at the head of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes trying to concentrate on scientific wrestling against Romeo. Only once that Dusty's had to resort to Donnybrook style against Romeo to teach him a lesson, but right now it looks like Romeo wants to pound on Rhodes. He has to protect that leg. He's had a lot of trouble with the leg thanks to Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes slashes right back at Benny Romeo. The American Dream, as they call him, pounds on Romeo. That cut trickling blood down the nose of Dusty Rhodes once more. Well, Romeo started it, but Dusty Rhodes pounding on him may finish it. He hooks the head underneath, and the suplex by Dusty Rhodes on Benny Romeo. The suplex on Romeo, count of 2, and Romeo gets that shoulder up.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
Rhodes with a side saddle suplex on Benny Romeo. Rhodes covers Romeo again, count of 1, 2. Romeo gets that shoulder off. He's trying to hang in there. The curfew time running out. Romeo trying to hang in, and Rhodes trying to finish him off. Oh, the elbow smash right to the jaw. Clotheslining Romeo. Dusty backs up. What have we here? The flying elbow drop. Oh, he smashes Romeo right into the mat, and Romeo's not getting up from that one. The flying elbow drop, riveting Benny Romeo right to the canvas. We check the clock. That's going to be it. The only fall within the curfew. Dusty Rhodes has it, and Dusty Rhodes is the winner. Here's Mickey.
Mark your calendars. August the 22nd, wrestling action returns to the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan defends his classic wrestling championship against Tokyo Monster Cahagas. Plus a grudge match as Shawn Vincent takes on the volatile Curtis Wilde in the East Carondelet Community Center, August 22nd. For tickets, call 618-286-4848.
For music and fun, the place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sojay. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every new show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sojay.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, victorious on our look back at the Wrestling at the Chase. Plus, Ricky Cruz and Attila Khan did not solve their differences. Stay tuned to Wrestling Explosion each and every Sunday at noon here on Charter Cable to see how this all progresses. Folks, thank you for joining us. See you next time.